Do you think part of it is because Wanda was 16?
Yeah, well, definitely that's the big part of it.
It may be a bad time for Jay-Z to be embroiled in any kind of drama, but Rymir, the young man who claims that Jay is his biological father, has entered the spotlight again, and this time, he wants to make sure that Jay-Z is not dodging a paternity test. As the young man hopes, it would prove that the music mogul had a relationship with Rymir's mother, Wanda, when being intimate with her kinda illegal. And apparently, there's more to this drama because both Rymir and his godmother claim that power players in the industry is trying to ban them from getting to the truth.
For the case not to go how I was planning it, I really thought it was going to go different than.
And of course, it's not just Jay who doesn't want to acknowledge he had done something dirty and illegal in the past. His wife Beyoncé has been using her connections to destroy everything even remotely related to the paternity test claims and lawsuits. It all started seemingly innocently, with Rymir claiming he wants Jay to be a part of his life. I just want to live my life, and when it is all said and done, I hope that Jay-Z would want to be a part of my life if that is God's will. However, seeing his intentions, the power couple made a bold move to get rid of his annoying young man, and rumor has it that Beyoncé was making some sinister remarks in her inner circle suggesting Rymir should disappear for good. His family has also reportedly receiving warnings to drop the case and stop pursuing the Carters.
We've been followed.
Yep.
We had to go to the police about several things. There's people, like you said, came up to the property.
In an exclusive interview with investigative journalist Liz Crokin, Rymir and his godmother, Dr. Lily, stood firm in their assertion that Jay-Z is Rymir's biological father. Wanda, the mother of this young man, also shared the time she spent with Jay back in 1992. Despite efforts to use protection, fate intervened and Wanda and Jay-Z's paths crossed in a way that would have lasting repercussions. Initially, Wanda's boyfriend, Robert Graves, was named as the boy's dad on the birth certificate. However, a DNA test that proved otherwise forced Wanda to disclose to Rymir that Jay-Z was the only other man she had been intimate with during that period. In 2011, the woman even took legal action seeking child support from the music producer, but the case was dismissed.
One of the attorneys, she said that the judge was in her pocket.
Jay-Z's legal team made it sure that the music mogul was not legally obligated to participate in anything even remotely related to Rymir. Amid the legal battles and Jay's refusal to take the test, Wanda's health rapidly declined. Wanda's health has been failing her badly since 2009, and in 2012, she was placed in a medicated coma due to heart failure and complications with her lungs. However, it seems like it's not big news for the industry where sudden illnesses and demises are the only way to get rid of inconvenient people. Despite the danger looming over him now, Rymir keeps urging Jay-Z to agree to a paternity test to settle the matter once and for all.
That would be something I really would want to find out because, in the future, you don't know what could happen.
But here comes a real trouble for Jay. Wanda's age at the time of their intimate encounter is a real problem because she was too young to be intimate with this man at that time. In a recent cite-down, Rymir and his godmother spilled the beans on their marathon battle across state courts. They're hell-bent on Jay-Z taking a DNA test and blowing the lid off what they slam as a crooked legal system rigged against them. Rymir's now using everything he can to get more publicity, accusing Jay and all sorts of things, his diss track. Rymir's had enough talking to judges and lawyers playing dirty for a payday or favors. It seems like when the corrupted legal system is of no help for this young man, the only way to attract public attention is through music. In his track dedicated to Jay, he raps, "No time for internet, face to face, F all that fame. I'm gonna chase the cake. I've been moving, no stopping state to state, screaming, ape all that money, I'm gonna come to take." But it may seem that doing this only gets on the Carters' nerves. And as Rymir's family claims, they are now getting information that Beyoncé and Jay-Z announced a full against them, and they are not taking prisoners.
For sure, it runs very deep. And we did find out some.
What started as a pursuit of justice, over years turned into real tension brewing behind the scenes. Whispers of threats aimed at Rymir's family for not letting go of this thing keep piling up, and fans are saying it's not a surprise that J&B wants to hush another drama. As one person commented, when a man keeps trying to avoid a DNA test, it's because he knows that's his child. The end. And another user added, "Look at him. Sean knows there's no test needed. I imagine he doesn't want his DNA in the system because more kids may be discovered." Rymir's been swinging hard, trying to attract public attention before anything happens to him. He's openly calling Jay-Z out for pulling strings to hold him back in the music game cause of this mess. And then he tried to dig into his roots with an ancestry test. But man, they made that process a total circus.
If the person, trying to find out things, they so negative to push you down,
Now, for those who think this is some cash grab, let's set the record straight. Rymir's not chasing Jay-Z's bucks. He's been saying that since the start of the entire drama. Since the very start of this battle for justice, Rymir and his family met all of the support from the legal system. There are a lot of people in the courts, in the legal system, and in the justice system that have gone out of their way to support this because they have compassion. However, when the Carters realized that the stakes are too high in this game, it was decided to let this young man ever get an ounce of justice. And apparently, Jay and B are getting what they wanted. And with each new defeat in court and his motions dismissed, Rymir starts to understand the level of the danger he plunged into.
So I'm just trying to keep the world really aware, because this is something that's going on continuously on a daily basis.
But there's more to this whole saga that Rymir and his godmother want to set straight. Stuff they've been omitting from every interview just for their own sake. Well, you already heard that Jay is a fan of having fun with young ladies, and some of his reported relationships were way out of line. And apparently, one of the reasons why the Carters want to hush this matter is because Jay-Z allegedly whisked Wanda away across state lines from Philly all the way to some swanky pad in Brooklyn where, well, you know what went down between them.
It's just craziness to me. Like, come on, it's right there in your face. If you can't see that, then...
Now, folks who are close to the sources in the Carter circle are convinced that this is Beyoncé who's been pulling strings behind the scenes, whispering in Jay-Z's ear to keep this whole thing buried. And check this, Jay and B might have thrown some serious shade at Rymir in their music. In 2018, they released a track called Heart About Us in which he raps. Billie Jean in his prime, for the 1,000th time, the kid ain't mine. But Rymir's people, they're not backing down. They're in it for the long haul, ready to fight tooth and nail to prove their truth. Even if Beyoncé's pushing Jay-Z to dodge that paternity test, people out here saying she's a big part of the problem for Rymir.
You got these lawyers that just frauding and pitting anything they want basically in the courtroom.
But let me tell you, Rymir and those who support him in this tough battle against the Carters, they gotta watch their backs now more than ever. They've already had folks pulling up on them. And with these stories swirling around Jay-Z and Beyoncé's past, they gotta move real careful. Just look at Kathy White's tragic fate. As reported, Kathy was Jay-Z's old flame who passed under mysterious circumstances right around the time Beyoncé was expecting Blue Ivy. Word is, she spilled some serious tea to a tabloid before she passed. And get this, she was about to be interviewed by the same journalist Liz Crokin, who's now looking for justice for Rymir.
There and say this is real and there's no more tiptoeing around it anymore was just...
According to the exclusive scoop discovered by tabloids, Kathy White was more than just a socialite. She was allegedly Jay-Z's mistress, right under the nose of Queen Bee. But here's the thing. Just as Beyoncé announced her pregnancy 2 weeks after, Kathy White passed away at the prime of her life, taking all the secrets about her affair with Jay to her grave. Apparently, Jay is trying to avoid the same fate for his son.
You feel like, boy, Dad's not around. It would have been dope if he'd have been able to take me to a baseball game.
Now, if Rymir is not being cautious, he may meet the same fate. And many people on social media feel sorry for this young to be cursed by such a lousy dad like Jay, who chose his reputation and image over his own flesh and blood. As one person commented, "Wow, it's a shame this young man can't know his father because it doesn't look good for their perfect Hollywood look." And another user added, "He better watch his back because the industry will unalive him for Jay because he don't want that truth to be revealed." But Rymir better watch his back cause going against the power couple ain't no playground. He gotta move super cautiously if he wants his justice, watching every step. And plus, there B who allegedly got her hands all over this story, making sure Rymir's journey stays rough. What's your take on that? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to check my other videos.